And we're live! Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen of Hitbox and YouTube for when this goes out. Supervin47 here, bringing you episode 8 of the Checkpoint Podcast, a podcast for gamers, live streamers, YouTubers, and actually anyone. We kind of derail quickly. Joining with me today will be SqueakyB.
Hi!
And Solon Cubed.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, apparently I've been saying his name wrong this entire time. I've been calling him Solon, and apparently that's no.
It's colon pubed.
Yeah.
His name is colon
Just a good
pubed.
way to remember. Just rhymes with colon.
Okay. Oh my God, Andres.
It's gonna be that kind of stream. I can see it now. It's great.
Apparently. Yes, this will be fantastic. So how are you two this week?
Loaded question. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so what have you been what have you two been playing this week?
Oh my God. Sorry.
Oh, loaded question.
God damn it.
I'm just kidding. Okay. I actually got to play a couple of interesting games this week. Like, I'm writing some stuff for IGM now, and so I did a review. It was just supposed to help somebody look over a game that they were reviewing, and then I figured out how to go a little bit further than they did because they weren't used to the type of game that it was. And so it was decided that I would just go ahead and write the review. But the game is called Far Sky. Have you heard of it?
Okay, I have not actually.
Okay, the best way, I guess the easiest way to describe it is it's like Minecraft underwater with a much sharper learning curve.
How do you spell it so I can look up a YouTube thingy for it? And...
Far Sky. It's literally far, F-A-R, sky, squished together into one word.
Is it a beta?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So we have that.
It's they've got demos available for download, and you could play. I want to say I think it's $10, and it's worth the $10. Like I scored it like a 9 out of 10. Like it was that good.
Oh wow, this looks pretty cool actually.
Yeah, Rapture Building Sim. Yeah, it's great, Parlock. I love it. But the whole point of the game essentially is like you're in a submarine and you're going down. In the very beginning, it reminds me of BioShock because you're in this sub and you just see the controls and water rushing past the front window, and then this little like face pops up in the corner, and there's like speakers under her picture, and then the text comes up, and I'm like, wow, this is kind of a throwback a little bit. And the pieces of your submarine are scattered around, and you have to find them and build it, and you have a base that you can add on to and make bigger. And you have to go searching for supplies. You've got to kill food. You have to build things so that you can kill food. And that's where the learning curve becomes really steep, because gathering and growing food is one thing. It's not terribly difficult. But once you have to start killing fish, and you have to start building better weapons to defend yourself from like barracuda and freaking sharks.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
You have to build weapons to defend yourself from barracuda and sharks. And
okay. I thought you said barracuda, like bear fish. Okay.
No, barracuda, as in
yeah. I was like, hang on. I just haven't heard of that fish in so long. That's why.
It's a heart song. Just remember the heart song.
Okay.
Ooh, barracuda. So
Seattle.
There you go. Seattle, shout out. So like that's where the learning curve gets like kind of steep, because you kill a fish and it releases blood in the water. Sharks and barracuda are both attracted by blood, and they will come after your ass and they will kill you. And you have to build better armor, and you've got to like escape into your base as needed, and there's no real way to hide from them, so your only defense is a good offense. So
is this like a survival like is it a horror thing?
It can be scary, yes.
Okay.
The ocean's a scary place.
The ocean is very scary. I felt a little claustrophobic, I'm not gonna lie, while I was playing it. And I usually only get claustrophobic in like actually confined spaces, but underwater it's like a different feeling. But the controls are very well done. When you jump up, it actually feels like the character's like weighed down. And then when you start to drop, you drop just slowly enough to where it's like, oh, he's in water, but he's wearing a heavy suit. Like you can actually feel the resistance of the water when you're moving around. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I'm just trying to add a.
Window capture.
No, I'm trying to add a text box so that I can write down current discussion topics. That's
So
all.
the only
Bob,
question
figure it out.
about Sky is, does it have mermaids?
Ooh, good question.
No, unfortunately it doesn't. It
This game's
does
over.
strive. Yeah, it does strive to be as realistic as a game like that can be. Some of the textures are a little weird, but like and when you pick up submarine pieces, they're just like these big glowing spots on the ground that you like walk over to. It's like, freaking holy grail coming out of the sand, and then you hit E to interact, like to pick it up, and then it shows like a kind of a nondescript shape, and it's like piece of submarine found, and it's like, well, what piece, which part, how do I can't do anything with this. And that was like that the um basically the learning curve with the feeding and stuff, like feeding and hunting and stuff. Those were my two biggest complaints about the game, and those are not really big complaints because when you get used to where you're going and what you're supposed to do,
Mhm.
and it's a randomized sim, so when you wake up, every time you start a new game, it's different terrain, and so you never really know what you have to do. So you have to explore. You have to, kind of go out your comfort zone and risk asphyxiation to try to find, supplies and stuff. So I don't know. I really liked it.
It does look actually really fun. Do you know if it's just single player only or?
Yeah, it's single player only. There's a sandbox mode that you get once the goal of the game is to build your submarine and get to the surface because apparently they can send one submarine down, but they can't send another one down to rescue you, which, okay. So you build the submarine and you get to the surface so they can rescue you and you've won the game. The thing is that takes like a really long time, which is why the game, is only that. But after you do that, there's a sandbox mode and it's free play. And you can do pretty much whatever you want. There's no goal or anything, but it's supposed to be a little easier. Like there aren't supposed to be as many enemies around, making life difficult. And then there's going to be a survival mode, which is essentially the same as the sandbox, except it's actually way more difficult. Supplies are in shorter, you know, supply. I guess that was a dumb word choice. And there are more enemies, and it's just generally more difficult. That's not completed yet. That's why it's still in beta. But the sandbox mode is unlockable. But unfortunately, no, there's not multiplayer. I wish there was. That would be amazing.
Okay. Parlock is asking, is there an oxygen limit or something? Why can't you just swim up like in Minecraft?
You are 90 meters below the surface when you start, and you only have 5, I guess they're kicks or jumps in you before you can't kick or jump anymore, and it's because of the weight of the suit. So you swim up 5 times, and you don't even reach the top of your base. So yeah, there's a weight limit there, and yes, there is an oxygen limit. You can build bigger oxygen tanks, and you can, do that sort of thing, but it's still limited. Like, you never get a higher amount of kicks. If you want to shoot manta rays, you have to like somehow get on top of your base most of the time to shoot them because they swim so much higher. Thankfully they don't attack you. That'd be like an insta kill. But I guess the oxygen thing, it irritated me at first because I was like, seriously, guys? Seriously, how the hell do I refill this? And then I realized, oh, you go into your base and it refills automatically. It takes a couple minutes, but it refills automatically. So, yeah, that's kind of how that works. Like, you have to remain close enough to your base to not die.
I got a few. Okay, alright. Cool. So you're doing reviews for IGM, right?
I do just short little news blurbs about upcoming games that have been out for a while but maybe need a little, boost in the signal. I'm covering the IGM forum, so if anybody is designing a game, like if you're in chat and you post in the forum, there's a good chance that one of us will pick it to go on the IGM news site. And we've got the mobile site and the main site, so it doesn't matter if it's a mobile game or a PC or Mac game. We'll post about it. And I'm doing a review later this week of the game, and it's not like my official job, but if there's a review available, I'll do it.
Alright, cool.
So, very excited.
Alright, Solon. Sorry. What have you been playing this week, man?
Oh goodness, I've been we streamed Guitar Hero 2 yesterday.
Oh, I love that game.
What?
And to be able to stream Guitar Hero 2 is not easy, but our dear friend Logical can really pull it off. And so I got to do basically what I've grown up doing, and that is entertain people while dancing around my living room with a toy guitar.
That's amazing.
Whoa. That's sick.
Basically sticking it to that South Park episode that is trash about Guitar Hero.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I actually don't watch South Park.
They have a whole episode where it's like making fun of this Guitar Hero thing as being fake guitars, and that
It's Randy Marsh, right? Stan's
Yeah.
dad? Yeah, oh my god, I love that. That was one of my favorite episodes.
Yep. But I just liked getting to stick it to them because it's like, no, this is actually pretty entertaining. This is real.
Mm-hmm.
Get over it.
I have
More real than karaoke. No.
I've got like 5 Karaoke Revolution games and like 6 Guitar Hero games. That is by far my favorite type of game to play is, karaoke and music-based games because I have done music my whole life. So it's like, oh, I can do this even when I don't have an audience. Fuck yeah.
Nice.
I can do it for myself and perform for myself, and yeah.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. That game came out, 10 or 11 years ago.
Hang on, let me see. Guitar Hero 2, right? Or
Yep.
Well, yeah, and Karaoke Revolution, that was the other one.
oh,
Oh, and
karaoke-
and Dance Dance Revolution. Oh my
oh
god.
my god, DDR.
I used to do that constantly. That was like my workout, like I would just get on DDR for like 6 hours and just dance. It was great.
Oh man, that was my childhood. From the years of, I would say I was about like 11 years old to about 14. I think that was, yeah, about 2001 to about 2004.
Oh, I feel old. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
I was 19 to 23 during those years.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
It's called Dance Stage over here in the UK. Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, but man, DDR. You had the pad. You had
I still have it. It's currently unpacked in the office. Like I could pull it out here right now and play it.
Just do a little dance for us.
Yep.
No, probably not.
Yeah, not today. Maybe in a year when I'm done with treatment.
But that would also be tough to stream.
I know people who've done it.
What I've been doing with Logical's channel is that since we have the tech for it, we just pick ridiculous games that would normally be nearly unstreamable and do it.
Are there VODs, by the way, that I can put up from Logical?
Maybe. I don't know.
It'd be on the Twitch channel, right?
Yeah.
They don't have a YouTube or anything?
Nope.
Okay. But yeah. Anything else you've been playing? I think Solon, you wanted to complain about what
No, I don't want to complain about Infamous Second Son.
Okay.
I played it. I kind of want to complain about it. I don't want to. It's just it's a Bellevue interpretation of Seattle.
I heard about that.
Wait, what?
Complain about Infamous, do it. Thanks, Parlock. Thanks, Doll.
Do it. Get it out.
Get it out of your system.
Go.
It's healthy.
Well, I mean, where to start? I guess where to start is that you are I don't know where the best place to start is. Basically, Infamous Second Son is a very lazy game that exploits a lot of the world building and culture and games in general to make a very generic game. And so because of that, it's very, very disappointing. So you have this huge AAA game that tries to be inspired by the city of Seattle and Native American culture and falls flat on its face. Whereas there are other games like Deadly Premonition that are inspired by Western Washington and Twin Peaks and nail it without even trying. making it look easy and seamless. And this is not a AAA game. This is a small production that went through the same channels as AAA development without any of the resources.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like, guys, why do you have to be so Bellevue? And Bellevue is the city across Lake Washington from Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
I
knew what you were talking about.
The rich elite city of Bellevue.
Yep.
Where they consider themselves a part of Seattle because they have co-opted themselves as the greater Seattle area.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's what that area is actually called, is Greater Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there's nothing great about it.
St. Louis does that too. I don't know.
Oh,
yeah.
do they?
Mm-hmm. St. Louis has co-opted, like, I want to say about 12 or 13 of the areas around it. And there's an area that's called East St. Louis, and it's technically not in Missouri even. It's in Illinois, but it's called, East St. Louis. Like, it's actually considered part of the city. And we've got West Memphis here, which is in Arkansas, and it's a dump, but nope, we have to claim it. So yeah, I understand.
Okay, but any other things, any problems like gameplay wise? Like Solon, have you played the original Infamous and Infamous 2?
Well, the thing about the earlier Infamouses are electric versus
Yep. Yes,
electric is more fun. There's more playfulness to be had in the instantaneous gratification of electric things. And so basically when they try to translate that into fire stuff, you get a lot of just weird camera issues. It's not very easy to control. But this was also a reflection of only the first 2 hours or so. And so apparently after that point, you should be able to get into more of your larger destructive, just kind of chaos powers. And so I don't want to reflect too harshly on that side of things, because apparently from what everyone says, that it gets very chaotic once you get those bigger powers, and that makes it more fun. But for the first couple of missions, it was just getting like punched in the face over and over and over, and I had a lot of issues with I kind of wanted to explore Seattle, because it was like, all right, we got this open world game, I want to just walk around and look at stuff. The game doesn't let you do that though, because the Seattle that they've built is more cops than people, which is kind of like Seattle is now. But there aren't any people on the streets, and there aren't any cars on the streets. There are only cops.
Okay, so the footage I'm showing right now is the gameplay trailer for the original Infamous. Because I just showed the gameplay trailer for Infamous Second Sons. This is the original.
Mm-hmm.
And like one of the things I noticed in Infamous Second Sons, because I watched some people play it, he still has problems getting into water, but you're like a smoke ability. So story-wise, that doesn't make sense. Right?
It's funny because there's a point when you don't have your powers. At the very beginning of the game, and you jump into the water and you can swim around.
What?
You can swim around, but then once you get your powers, if you touch the water, you just sit there. You can't actually move in the water, and you have to just warp to shore. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's something like that's what they wanted, but it doesn't make any sense, and I don't understand it.
That doesn't. Okay. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. But anyway, Cole McGrath, way cooler. I'm just saying. I mean, look.
He
at
does
this
have neon powers. Okay, so Desmond, that guy, new guy.
Yeah.
He has neon powers.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
That's.
What do the
just
neon?
They look awesome.
They look awesome. Okay.
They look way cooler than any of the other kind of super powery stuff. It's more flashy. And that I give that ups. That's ballsy.
Going for the style.
Which is what this whole game is always about. Is about style.
Oh yeah.
Style over substance.
Speaking of how this game just kind of exploits all of its stuff, it's just kind of gimmicky. The whole game theme is gimmick. And so you have the gimmick of Seattle, you have the gimmick of Native American character, you have the gimmick of the PlayStation 4 itself, which is the neon flashing lights, but also the touchpad and the 6-axis controls which are totally gimmicky.
I noticed that. I was watching Big Red NY play the first part of it, and one of the opening scene. Hang on, let me see if I can pull up that video. The opening scene is just you spray painting, right?
Yeah, which would be awesome because tagging is a big thing in Seattle, and there's a lot of culture involved in that. But when you use it on the 6-axis and on the gamepad, and all the swipes that you do with the gamepad, they don't make any goddamn sense. And what I thought was going to happen, and what would make sense in my head, was that they were going to be doing a lot of like special move powers that use your hands specifically on the touchpad. But they don't, because they also have dedicated buttons for hand attacks. So now you're spread out on 2 places, and it's like we could just hit the same button and keep it very cohesive, or stick to the touchpad and keep it cohesive, but they kind of double down and don't really go anywhere with either direction, and so it just comes off as gimmicky. That's the only way you can really interpret it. Yeah, you see Big Red right there just waggling his hand around like this is the silliest thing, but only because it doesn't commit.
That's hilarious. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The way that he's shaking the controller around, he's just like, whatever. The fuck is this shit?
Exactly. No, I think that was his reaction because he's like, wait, so I have to shake? He honestly did not know what he was supposed to do.
To get to further the gimmickiness of it, I just want to get to the end of this one scene that Big Red's showing, because this was the first point where I was like, this is incorrect. This is the first thing of Seattle that you see, and it is absolutely wrong, because he is doing a 2-tone graffiti in black and white, and sometimes he uses red accents. That is a very specific style, and that is not Seattle style. I think most people in chat can know exactly whose style this is. Just on look.
I don't know that much about tagging, so mind telling me how this is wrong?
So that's Banksy.
Yeah, I was thinking that's New York. That's not Seattle.
That's London.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, sorry. London and New York styles, like, because Banksy has come over here so often, like, New York has actually started tagging like him. People are starting to try to make more actual, like,
he's a very specific political artist.
Yeah, exactly. No, I know who Banksy is.
That uses, just for everyone else then.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, Parlock is Banksy, guys. This is the mystery solved right here.
But problem is that there's a lot of fantastic graffiti that goes on in Seattle that doesn't look anything like that.
Hang on, I think I'm getting to this is the part where Big Red like falls in the water or something. Getting close to that. But
tagging in Memphis has actually turned into like a lucrative art form. Like Memphis, like we got some ratchet taggers. Like people go out and they draw a smiley face and put like the first letter of their first name, and they're like, bitch, that's mine. You know, like they get all, ghetto proud of it. It's like, okay, that's cool. If that's what you want to do, And
it's a reclamation of spaces, yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm like, all right, that's cool, and but there are artists that will go up to businesses and say, look, this is an example of something I've done. Like they'll graffiti their own house and take pictures of it, and they'll go and sell themselves to business owners in Midtown. And there are actually buildings that are completely covered in graffiti, and they paid for it. And so graffiti is like a legitimate way to earn a living in Memphis, and I never in a million years thought that would be something our city would be kind of known for in that community. It's really interesting. Yeah. So it's kind of cool. Second Son, Seattle-owned dinosaur statues.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
So another gimmick is that we have a place in Seattle called the Pacific Science Center. It's a place where almost everybody in Western Washington and Eastern Washington goes because it's a children's science museum. And there's not a lot of other things like it, and it's very, very cool and fun place. And I've done a lot of I've been there quite often as a kid, but they have a lot of beautiful art all around the Pacific Science Center. What they don't have is this gaudy giant T-Rex statue that they show in all of the trailers of Second Son and all of these other things. And I don't know why it's there when there's actually like really cool artwork around the Pacific Science Center that would be so fun to destroy.
Wait, what color is the dinosaur?
It's like red.
Okay, because there's one in the Southwest that is pretty famous because Road Rules went there. I don't know if you guys remember Road Rules on MTV. You might be too young.
No, I remember that.
Okay, thank God. Because I was about to be like, let me age myself here for you guys. But it was one of the first episodes of Road Rules. In fact, I think it was the first season. They went through the Southwest a little bit, and it was actually getting more towards the northern Southwest, but there is this dinosaur park where that's the attraction. Literally two giant, like, I don't even know what they're made of, plaster, I guess, dinosaurs. And they had to repaint them to, like, make them look better, because that's part of the point of Road Rules is to go around actually doing things. And they decided to paint the Tyrannosaur's toenails pink. And that's what I remember about that fucking dinosaur. But yeah, I think it was green though. I don't think that was red, but it's that sounds to me like they were just pulling from that because it's something that people might know about and just trying to put more hype into their game.
Mm-hmm.
So they do that with a lot of logo locations. Like if there's shows and movies set in Memphis, they will film parts of it elsewhere because that's what people think about when they think about the South. They filmed Walk the Line in and around Memphis, but a good bit of it wasn't even filmed in Memphis because of the whole, rural Tennessee. Yeah, that's what Memphis was like back in the day. And it's like, no, we've been a city for quite a while now. In the 50s, we weren't just like a bunch of farmhouses and then suddenly there's like a city building. No, we had a pretty well established city back then. So yeah, it's a common thing. Irritating, but common.
Okay.
I just want to show you guys the real Seattle
Graffiti.
street art.
Oh, don't mind if I do. Oh, wait.
It's also all Seattle street art, both of them. But all Seattle street art is actually based on me.
Oh, right. Hang on,
And
I can't pull that up.
all street artists, whether they're taggers or graffiti, or just professional street arts or whatever, they're all based on me. So that's cool.
Apparently.
And I didn't see myself in any of Infamous, so 0 out of 10.
Okay. Wow, apparently, yeah, you don't see Solon in the game, 0 out of 10.
They actually don't have Capitol Hill. They actually, so somehow, by some fluke, by some weird trick of the light or something, they managed to put the most boring districts of Seattle in the game, and then still have to make up other districts. They're like, here's the Market District. I'm like, wait, there's no Market District in Seattle. That's not a thing.
Yeah.
But thanks for playing. I guess, I don't know why, but the bummer thing is that most of the districts don't have their own unique flavors. They put Georgetown, which is an amazing district of Seattle, known for their punk and metal scene. That no other city, no other part of Seattle has the hipster artist punk scene like Georgetown. Nothing there. It's just a flat area with a bunch of tall buildings in it, just like all of the other districts in the game.
Man,
which is weird because there's no tall buildings in Georgetown.
Okay, so let's see. I thought I'm sorry, my brain is trailing.
Sorry.
I was gonna say Kino's asked a couple of questions.
Right. Yes.
Ooh.
The first one was, which was the hardest game difficulty wise that you've played on stream?
Difficulty wise.
Yeah, I have a couple.
Then go for it, Squeaky.
The first one is something that's extremely common. It was Dark Souls. I was stuck on. It was towards the beginning. I'm sure everybody who's ever watched a Dark Souls cast knows exactly where I'm talking about. There is a point towards the beginning of the game. You go up there's that very first bonfire after you get out of the prison, I guess, the dungeon, and you're just like, okay, stop by the bonfire, talk to the douche sitting by the ruins, and then you go up to the left, and there's that big staircase that goes up the side of the hill.
Yep.
And you run into your first few skellies, and one of them throws fire at you or whatever. Okay,
Uh-huh.
you go into that tower. There's another bonfire at some point soon after that. And right after that bonfire, you go across this bridge into another circular tower. And there's always 2 guys waiting for you. And then there's people on the roof throwing fire at you. In that area, before I even get to the fucking troll Taurus guy, like I've reached that boss a total of 2 times and died both times. But before then, I just can't get past that part. Like I died so many times in a single hour, like it was over the course of an hour that I went, you know what? I can't anymore. Like I bruised my hands on the Xbox controller. Like that's how pissed I was, and I was like, I can't. And so that was the first terrible, horrible game. And the most recent one was actually Fear 3.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that's one of the most poorly designed games I have ever played. And I've talked to a couple people about it. Like I talked to Halloween, because he played a playthrough of it on his YouTube channel, and I was like, oh, okay, well I'll try this. And then I was like, wait, but he also made a special video saying how to uninstall Fear 3 because it's terrible. And I was like, well, how bad could it be? Like, the first stage has a 15-minute time limit. Took me an hour to get through it, and partly because I'm derpy, but partly because the layout is terrible. The aim is terrible. The controls don't work very well. I was trying to open it. Yeah, you were there. You saw me trying to open a door, and it didn't even have the the commiserate settings for Xbox controller. It kept telling me PC settings, and so I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
And I was stuck in that cell, which I was, supposedly able to leave within like 2 minutes for 15 minutes because I couldn't figure out how to get out there. And then another 20 minutes stuck on that multi-level cage match because there was a hallway I was supposed to go down to that was camouflaged. And the flashlight didn't work well. Then I get to the mech. And if anybody's played Fear 3, the mech, I died like 3 times and gave up because I was like, you know what, the rest of this game was so poorly thought out. Like I couldn't, like I am not a terrible gamer. I make jokes that I'm a bad gamer, that I'm derpy. I'm actually not a bad gamer. And for me to have spent that much time on a shooting game where literally all I have to do is kill people and move on. I like killing people and moving on. That's one of my favorite kinds of games. And I couldn't even do that. And I was like, if I can't even do that, and there are no actual helpful things going on with this, then I'm sorry. I'm just not, I'm not going to play it anymore. And I got it in a Humble Bundle, and I'm glad I didn't pay more than like 60 cents for it, because damn.
Yeah, you were having a lot of problems with the controls.
Yeah, I was trying to stay cheerful. Like, that's partially why I broke out the whole hi before I killed people, because I was like, let's remain cheerful while we're derping. Let's make it seem like, well, oh, silly Squeaky, she can't do anything right. Like, that's when I break out the, well, I'm just a bad gamer, guys, because, it's easier for me to just blame it on myself and be funny about it than it is for me to just rage and be like, you know what, this game fucking sucks. But I'm going to say it now. This game fucking sucks. And I've met too many other people who have had the same problems, and they've been gaming for a lot longer than I have, who've said the same thing for me to, to change that opinion. So.
Okay, can you... Oh, that's too loud.
Oh, yeah, but I noticed that. I tried to watch the trailer for the...
Can you hear me now? Okay, good.
This guy really likes kicking doors in.
Yeah, I noticed
Not
that.
like just like kicking, but like high kick, like every single time with the bottom of his foot. He's like, I need to feel this door underneath my feet.
Yes.
Whose playthrough is this?
I don't know. Let me double check.
Because Halloween played through. I think he played through with Kikaskia. So they did a playthrough multiplayer, and both of them were just like, "This is shit. This is total shit." look at this. This is shit too. Like I was watching the playthrough and I'm like, I can't watch this because they're just raging the whole time. And that's another reason I try to be cheerful about, even bad games is, nobody wants, I mean, of course people are okay watching you rage, obviously. But, if all you have to say is like negative stuff, like people aren't going to want to stay around. So, I don't know. Yeah, Kakoskia, yep, he's still around, Aniko.
This is actually, oh, hang on. I don't, settings, come on. How about that? Okay, can you guys, is the audio fine now? It should be. Sorry, I've been having so many problems with my audio. Apparently the mic is too low, so I have to boost it in OBS. But yeah, you bring up an interesting point. Like when a game is not fun, but you're live streaming it, you kind of have to keep it entertaining. But we'll get to that topic later. Solon, what's the hardest game
I come in at the exact same point, but from a different direction. I think the hardest games that I've had trouble streaming were Minecraft and Final Fantasy XIV.
Really?
Wow.
Because those, for me, I would have to like put together an entire plan on what I want to do, or else I'll be left floundering and I won't be able to maintain a kind of entertainment sort of air because I'll be so focused on like trying to control the game itself. And so I have struggled to play them, even though I Let's Play these games, I've struggled to stream them because of just because of like doing so much other work with those games, just putting so much other work into those games. So like it just kind of, I guess it gets kind of grindy, and so I'm just like, all right, well, this is what we're doing. How are you guys doing? How's it going with you guys?
I find that games like that, when you're streaming, it's much easier, like for Minecraft in particular, it's much easier to stream them with multiple people. And if all you're doing is mining, like I take that as an opportunity to catch up with other people, to listen to what they're working on, and I kind of use it as like a little vacation from streaming while streaming, if that makes sense. Like that's my relaxation streaming, even though it actually hurts my back worse to play those games because I can't use a controller, so I have to sit up and like lean over my desk awkwardly to use them. But yeah, that's what I do with stuff like that, because otherwise, yeah, Minecraft streams were just JV dubs. You're welcome, Parlock. Sorry. If y'all don't know what he's talking about,
nope, not at all.
I'm going to regale you with tales of JB Dubs. So he's actually the principal artist in residence for the Boston Ballet. And he has decided on the side to record dance music. And so his music videos feature him and two other dancers from his troupe, I guess, wearing high heels and usually booty shorts and dancing around.
Wait, what?
And not much else.
And not much else. Yeah, they dance around in high heels, and he choreographs all his stuff, and it's genuinely entertaining. It's actually very well done. But the first time Kishi sent me one of the videos, it was I Hate My Job. And I was like, what am I watching? And by the way, can I have his legs? Because he's got really nice legs. So that's like literally my takeaway was, what am I watching? Can I have his legs? And I love his shoes. Like that was literally my thought process. But it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Oh yes! Yes! Thank you, Parlock! I love you!
Oh no, Parlock, why? Okay.
I hate my boss, I hate my coworkers, I hate my job. I love it.
Oh my god.
You must show everybody this wonderfulness.
Alright, I will do it.
Oh man, you're giving all the spoiler footage of Final Fantasy XIV.
Am I?
That Sid's in the game.
Ooh.
Scandal.
Oh no.
And
Is
you
that
can't convince me
sort of
otherwise.
like modern art?
Yeah, it's
Ish?
like the guy who did the urinal. Um,
Oh, that one.
yeah, like he just put a urinal up in an art gallery and called it
Duchamp.
art. Yeah,
Yep.
Duchamp. That's right. I couldn't remember his name, but yeah, Duchamp did the urinal, and he's just like, or the guy who did Piss Christ. He peed in a glass, threw a crucifix in it, took a picture, and it was art. That's the
Serrano.
equivalent. Yeah, thank you.
How in the hell is this art?
Well, it is based on the interpretation of it, and I get that. I
Okay.
am one of those people that can appreciate like all kinds of different, types of art, but like the dancing, it's not like I appreciate the effort that they put into it. I appreciate that sometimes, things like that are hard to pull off physically. I can't watch it. It's just not my thing. So when I see somebody who's choreographing something that I can actually watch and that I enjoy watching, not just because like they're hot or whatever, but because the I like the choreography, it's really neat.
Okay.
I really freaking love it. So like that's why I like JB Dubs. Like because it reminds me of when I used to dance and it makes me happy. So sorry.
Well, some of those bits are also situated in their own art movements, so they have their own historical things where, like, during that present moment, they existed for specific purposes, and especially Duchamp's and Piss Christ, they're both to subvert the fine art, being
Yeah,
this
yeah.
being this huge like bureaucratic mess, and they're like, well, fuck you.
Yeah, it was basically art at that point before they started doing that was more about who you know, or who you knew and things like that. So people would, paint for specific audiences without considering that there were other people that might enjoy it, and so it became an in crowd thing. And
When I
so,
see JB Dubs, I just see Beyonce and Smosh put together.
oh my God, that's like the perfect. Because I was like, yeah, it reminds me of Beyonce, but yeah, that's the perfect comparison, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
which is
yeah,
cool.
it is
Awesome.
Parlock. It is Parlock. The only problem is that subverting fine art is so old hat now, and I'm in complete
Well,
agreement
there's
with
new
that.
fine arts. Banksy is now fine art, and so you can subvert that.
Yeah, like I could draw a dick butt on the wall using spray paint and call that subversive graffiti now. Like like that. That's I think that's both the draw and the drawback to subversion is anyone can do it, which is fabulous, but anyone can do it, and so the market kind of gets flooded, and then, well, how can you tell who's actually sincere and who's being sarcastic and just doing it for a laugh, not to actually go anywhere, if that makes sense. And you can't, which again is great, but it's also kind of like, eh.
Oh, is there something wrong with the stream?
Oh, it must have frozen. It does that. It didn't freeze for me.
So, okay, so to get back onto the streamer topic. All right, now I
We
think.
could talk about subversive streaming
Oh no.
and the marketplace being flooded. I'm just kidding.
No, please do.
Actually, no, that would be relevant
That wouldn't
because
be relevant.
one of the
No.
reasons that I started, yeah, it would actually be relevant because
Yeah.
one of the reasons I started streaming at the end of 2013 was because I just thought it would be fun. I thought, I know some people on Twitch now, and we can visit each other's streams, and it'll be a fun way to hang out with new people. And then as I started streaming more and more, I met more people. I saw more types of streams. I had never seen League of Legends before then. I'd never seen any sort of competitive gaming competitions because I didn't even start PC streaming until PC gaming until like 2010. I
Okay.
didn't, I played consoles, and then for a while I didn't play anything at all. And so it kind of it like opened up a new world for me, and I was like, wow, this is great. And I actually thought, because of my own lack of exposure to streaming, that I might have a shot of doing something in streaming. And it wasn't a goal, but it was like a ooh, happy little naive hope. And the more I streamed, the more I saw that there were so many people coming in with that same attitude, with that same expectation, and some of them going about it in a way that was less than What's the word I'm thinking of? I'll just have to be a bitch about it and say less than smart, less than intelligent.
Could you give an example?
That's what I was about to do.
Okay.
Yeah, there are people who they'll go into someone's stream and they'll participate in the chat just long enough to where they're not seen as spammy, and then they'll turn spammy and they'll say, "Hey, so I'm streaming such and such. Maybe we could stream together sometime." Or, "Hey guys, I'm sorry, I don't mean to, intrude, but I'm just starting out with streaming, and if somebody could come by and help me set up my stream," when in fact they've been streaming for a while, they're just trying to get more followers. It's that kind of thing. They're spammy about it. They're not actually trying to be a part of the community. They're just trying to get numbers, and you kind of fall out of favor more quickly that way, I've noticed, because in order to make it on Twitch, you do kind of have to be ruthless, but you have to be ruthless on your own channel, if that makes sense.
What do you mean by fall out of favor?
If you spam too much, and if you go around and basically
People
use
notice,
people,
right?
yeah, people notice. Yeah, like
but who are you falling out of favor with? It sounds like there's someone like there's this. What do you mean by that?
I guess
people who might have followed you, people who might have helped you, people who might have come to your streams and hung out with you, because you could be a genuinely good person and be too spammy and then just lose that potential. And you can always try again. I'm not saying that that's like the be all end all, but if someone comes into my chat and the first thing that they start talking about after, like, they'll say, "Hi, oh, I see you're playing this game, LOL," or whatever, and then they sit there for a few minutes, and I'm like, "Well, what? Okay, got a new viewer. What's up? Welcome." And as soon as I say welcome, they'll say, "Hey, I stream this game too sometimes," and they'll basically post this generic welcome to everybody to come to their channel, and that's advertising. That is advertising your channel.
Yes, it is. Actually,
and it's annoying. I don't hate it, but it's annoying, and it makes me feel like they've come into my channel because they see that I have over 500 followers, and they think, well, this person's big enough that I could probably get some people out of it, but not so big that they'll ignore me if I come in. So they try to game the streamers to get viewers for themselves, and that's the wrong way to network, in my opinion. You network by making friends and actually becoming a part of the community. You don't network by going in and basically demanding that people come to your channel just because you stream this game sometimes.
Alright, so Parlock's making an interesting point. To be super hyper economically minded and totally removing all emotion from it, you make connections with other people to get more viewers to your stream or video. If you do it wrong, you're not cashing in, quote, on it properly. Of course, there's a more way to do it, and there is more than just pure economics, but it's part of the metagame of Twitch and YouTube. Now,
there's a similarity there between Twitch and YouTube. They both do the exact same thing because of the social cultures involved with it.
I was just about to say.
They both capitalize views and subscribers or followers as the epitome of all value to your work and your channel. And so there is that capitalist idea that you have to have more and more people at your place. And to do that, because the cultures are also isolated in their effect, you can spam people's chats and force people to check you out, and it won't put you out of favor with people except for people who wouldn't have come to your channel anyway. And so it actually is a viable strategy, as douchey as it is, because that's what's valued in by the systems themselves, by Twitch itself and by YouTube itself.
And what I'm saying is, I don't mind it if people do say, "Hey, I do stream this game sometimes, would you do you want to check out my channel sometime?" What I don't like is when that's the key reason they've come to my stream. And it's not that I don't like, I love new viewers. I love helping out people who've just started streaming. Hell, I take time out of my day regularly to help people set up their Twitch stream. I will sit there. If I, actually last week I did this. Tankwin, he's a streamer. One of his friends wanted to start streaming, and so they were kind of talking about it in Tank's chat. And they're both smaller streamers. Like Tankwin he's got a regular viewership, but it's usually kind of small. And so I happened to go in there that day, and I was hanging out and saying hi, and his friend Fatback TV was just starting to stream, and he could not get his sound to work. So I spent an hour of my time on Skype with this guy I'd never talked to before, helping him set up his stream because
Hmm.
I love that people want to do that. I love the concept of
Aw.
streaming. I
That's good.
I'm telling you,
Squeaky.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
it's so nice.
Everybody's like, like, oh my gosh, you do so much good stuff, but to me it's just something that I have to do. Like I feel compelled to help these folks because when I started out, I had a ready-made group from we all hung out in Cinnamon Toast Ken's chat, and so we all knew each other. We were already following each other on Twitter and stuff. We knew when we were streaming because we planned for it for when multiple people could be there. I had a ready-made starting group. It wasn't difficult for me to start, and I recognize that. And so if there's someone who's trying to start out, I will go and help them set shit up because I'm like, I kind of had it easy when I started, and I know how hard it is to break into stuff. And so I did that, and I finally helped him, like get everything else sorted out. Turned out that it was the one thing I didn't think of, and so he fixed it. But yeah, I get that that's it's difficult to start out, and yes, you do need help doing it. I think it should be more of a, I don't want to say friendship based because of the fact that I've helped complete strangers, but more friendly
Hmm.
rather than
It doesn't
making
seem
it
as manipulative.
exactly. Yeah,
No, not at all.
if it's cold and calculated and it comes across as cold and calculated, I am less likely personally, and I know several people who are like this. I am less likely to give a shit, and streaming depends on people giving a shit about you.
Hmm. But that's so the other side of this is that I don't want to alienate people from advertising their work,
Hmm.
because I think that the counter argument to that is that people see like one person doing this whole like just basically trying to manipulate the system to make some short-term gain, and then a lot of people see that and are like, oh, I don't want to be like them, so I won't advertise my stuff at all. And so I think that's probably even more destructive than just having the one person being manipulative. And I'd rather associate with like if you're making a stream, if you're making a let's play, if you're making a game and you go to your game forum and you want to advertise that game and that be your mission, that should be fine as long as you're not being manipulative about it and you're contributing to the greater community at large.
Exactly.
And that's why I am so incensed about the Let's Play subreddit getting rid of all Let's Plays from their subreddit.
Yeah, that was
Is because
that
so
was
a couple people were being manipulative about it, but that's not a big deal because a lot of people were there to bring in the hard work that they do and be a part of a community at the same time, and they cut all of that out, and so they stunted their own community, and they stunted the thing that people were there for, because I don't want to be a part of a community if I can't also be proud of my work that I do.
I think the major impetus for that entire attitude was because you had so many drive-by posts. Like you had someone come to the subreddit and just drop their video, like, oh hey, check out my video, and that's pretty much it. Like they don't come back. They
I
don't
think
ask,
for just as many people that there were that had drive-by posts, there were also many people on that subreddit that were purposely trying to alienate drive-by posts. And so nobody could actually get roots down because everyone would cut those roots out immediately.
Yeah, and I guess like the mods were just like, we're sick of this crap, so they were just.
When it wasn't crap, it was just
I know, but
spreading their
it's-
work.
No, it's I'm talking about like the
Yeah.
pushback attitude against it, because it got really hostile. Like
Yep.
you get just massive downvotes, and just everyone was like, "Oh, get this crap advertisement out of this Reddit." I'm like, it's a Let's Play Reddit. Isn't
Yep.
this where you're supposed to go for this stuff?
Exactly. And that's what people came there for.
And the mods just got sick of all the pushback, I guess, and they instituted a rule based on I don't know who. I guess it would be a vocal minority, majority, like something, to say like, okay, no more, we're done. You can only post on what something Sunday or
Yeah, but I don't want to get too deep onto that because there's just one small group of people when we can talk about how this involves Twitch too.
Okay.
So on Twitch, it comes from the same like kind of capitalist underpinnings of like I want my work to be shown to other people, but I don't want to see other people's work because that diminishes my work being shown. Mm-hmm. And so that's where at the same time on Twitch you have this amazing way of networking called raiding, which is not a name I'm sold on because raiding sounds very violent, but that's not a big deal. That's neither here nor there. That's something I'm thinking about.
Oh, the raids, yes.
Raids.
Yeah, that
raids
like
are not only are you proud of your work because you just finished streaming, mm-hmm. but you send viewers to another person's channel and they might not even view it. They might just show up and be like, hi. And it might not even convert any followers or anything, but it's still like, I just streamed.
It's a compliment.
And I recognize that you streamed.
It's a huge compliment.
It is.
I will actually base who I raid on who I think both has quality content and who needs viewers. Like, if I see somebody that I really enjoy watching stream and I'm like, they should have more than 2 fucking viewers, I will say, all right, guys, we are rating this person because they're awesome and they need people watching. So please follow them. Like, I do it as a means of helping the folks that I feel personally, deserve it. And I don't mean to make that sound like nobody deserves viewers, unless I say so, obviously. But if it's somebody that I like, rating for me it's a huge compliment. It means I like you and I think that other people need to watch your stuff.
Yeah, like you're willing to endorse that person.
Yeah, exactly. And it is an endorsement. If somebody rates you and you're acting like an asshole to the people who have come in, like, that speaks badly on the person who rated you too. So you need to be respectful to, new people who come in regardless, because you don't know where they came from. And mm-hmm. that's what I mean.
That also has its own drawbacks to it.
Well, no, that's true. Yeah, I know. But if somebody, like, I judge people based on what they do in my chat, not based on where they came from or, like an instant first impression. If someone comes in and they immediately start backseat gaming, I will be like, all right, can you not do that? Like, I would appreciate it if you wouldn't backseat. And if they're like, LOL, I wasn't doing anything or I wasn't giving spoilers, then I'm like, okay, yeah, but just don't do that. If they keep doing that, I give them a timeout because it's like, clearly you're not listening to me and I don't know where you came from. But I always give people a chance to not be a dick, if that makes sense. But I had somebody come in the other night when I was streaming and they literally just said, "You're annoying, deuces." And that's literally all they said to me.
Wow.
I was like,
holy shit.
I get haterade all the time. Like, you guys don't even know. Like, I just get random haters coming to my chat. And I find it funny because why on earth would you come in just to tell someone they're annoying and then say deuces and leave?
Oh, I know exactly why.
I'm thankful to have never gotten that experience.
Well, I know why they do
That happened yesterday for the Guitar Hero thing, and it's just punks thinking that they can own any space that they walk into.
Yeah, basically. And so I said, well, you're an asshole. Banned. And I'm like, there you go. See you again. Yeah, it's like, have a nice life and go piss on somebody else. If you think your shit doesn't stink, spread it somewhere else, because sorry, we don't like that here. And
best expression for it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly. And
Indeed.
I just don't. Yeah, I can't do that. But if somebody comes in and they're not a jerk and they're just awkward, I can do awkward. I can deal with people doing stuff and then being like, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Okay, that's fine. Now you do, and it's cool. And I've like I said, it goes along with that same. I like to help new streamers. I like to help new viewers too. If they come in and they have no idea how Twitch works, I will answer questions for them. That's largely what I do when I mod Cobalt Streaks chat. Is if people ask general questions about Twitch or about the Binding of Isaac and stuff like that, like, I'll answer them, because I feel like as a mod and as a streamer, that's part of my job streaming. If people don't understand it and they're frustrated, they're going to be less likely to come back. They're going to be less likely to actually enjoy the community for what it can be.
So, Parlux says, seeing how different streamers deal with trolls is always interesting to watch. I am eternally thankful that I have not yet gotten a troll. I have like I've gotten a couple trolls on my YouTube content, but on streaming, thankfully, no.
Yeah.
Um,
I was actually going to respond real quick to what Parlock said. I was going to type it, but that would take too long.
Alright, go for it.
He says, seeing how different streamers deal with trolls is always interesting to watch. I mod on four streams, 5. I mod on probably like 8 or 9 streams, and a couple of them are pretty large. And it's just that I was. Oh, sorry, I just muted myself. It's just because I was there so often that they were just like, I might as well just mod you because you're here all the time. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But I'm usually in line with most of the people that I mod for, so I don't have to change up my methods. Like, I usually defer to them, but like in Cobalt stream, we have the exact same rules for our stream. And so I never doubt that when I time someone out or ban them or whatever, that I'm doing the wrong thing. But sometimes it's definitely a challenge because you get people who put up with a lot more shit than you might. And so you have to kind of wait to see, and of course with the Twitch delay it makes it worse, but you have to wait to see how they react to the comment. Like if they look over and make a face at the chat, okay, they just saw that comment, I'm going to go ahead and time them out. Or if they flat out say, dude, don't say shit like that here. Okay, well, they're timed out. So sometimes you do have to wait for people who put up with a lot more, but yeah, sorry.
So I was about to say, since you've streamed on both Hitbox and Twitch, with that reaction, like, do you think that's, well, obviously having the lack of lag is probably a boon, I would assume? So
it can be a boon or a bane depending on what you're playing. I've come to rely on Twitch's delay for not getting spoilers and not getting backseat gaming, because if somebody tries to backseat, by the time that it shows up in chat, I'm already done with whatever it is they're trying to tell me to do. And fortunately in Hitbox, people seem to be a little more polite. So yeah, it depending on the type of game you're playing and your audience, it can be a boon either way.
Okay, Solon, are you
I'm back
with us? Okay, cool.
Yep, I'm here. Sorry.
So, and Eniko was saying, I don't really get streaming. Isn't YouTube content always gonna win because you build a backlog of content?
This is the critical point. The critical point of difference between the two mediums, just as separate mediums about gaming. The reason that we put them together, streaming and Let's Playing, is that they're the only two mediums that we have that involve directly playing a game, which is very important, especially from a critical point of view. A lot of our other forms of critique are distanced from the game itself, and we see that inherently in the mediums. So written reviews and video reviews of the games are distanced from the game itself by a way, but playing a game through a Let's Play or through a live stream are not. And one of the places that you see live streaming and Let's Playing really different is that one of them has this very short-term point where it is all in the moment and it is of that time, whereas a Let's Play is saved in the annals of at least your hard drive, if not YouTube, for the foreseeable future. They have a longevity to them, and the how you play your Let's Play and how you perform your live stream are reflective of that. And it's an amazing part of how these things work together.
I've noticed something between my YouTube, which is
D-Boys!
So small.
I just get excited every time I see him.
Oh, D-Boys, welcome to the stream, sir.
Hey, boys, what's up?
Also, it was awesome that Red came by after you played his video.
Yeah, I saw that.
He felt it.
Okay, sorry, go ahead, Squeaky.
No, it's cool. The difference for me between my YouTube, which is like still really tiny because I got sick and couldn't continue it for a little while, but now I have a large external hard drive and I'm going to start trying to put content up again. But the difference that I've seen between those is if on your YouTube page you don't do something for a while, people, when you start doing stuff again, unless you're like really consistent with it and like advertise the hell out of it, you're less likely to get people coming back and watching more. unless you're constantly building your audience in the meantime and hyping whatever it is you're going to do when you return.
Okay, Squeaky.
So it's a lot of work.
I'm gonna, sorry to interrupt, but we just got Biwi. She just came back.
Biwi!
So I'm about to add Biwi to the group call.
Yes.
Right, that's why we haven't gotten super into it yet.
Yep.
Yeah, we need to add Biwi to this.
We are adding Biwi.
I'm not the only woman anymore.
Call failed. Oh,
You
no.
never were, Squeaky.
Oh yeah,
no.
this is true. This is true.
You never were, darling.
Oh, no.
Love you, BB.
Call failed.
I guess while you're trying to reach her real quick, the thing that I've noticed as compared to streaming is when I start streaming again, like after I had like a 2-month break while I was recovering from surgery and doing all this other stuff, trying to figure things out late last year, and I came back very briefly. But when I came back, people were like, "Holy shit, I haven't seen you in forever. How are you?" Like they came back, and I think it's because of that connection with viewers that you have while you're streaming that compels them to come back just to hang out. They don't even care about the game, really. It's just they want to interact with you. And I try my best to be, like, friendly. Maybe a friend, I don't know, a friendly acquaintance with all my viewers so that they do feel like, you know, when they come in my stream, they're going to have a good time. So that's, I see that Bailey's in the call.
Well, maybe if you wouldn't talk out your ass so much, I think that might help your case a little bit, Squeaky.
All right.
I love you.
My middle finger is in the air right now, so fucking sit and spin, honey.
Okay.
Sit and spin.
Only if you're offering.
Sweetie, I'm always offering.
I know. I only say those things to you because I know that it's okay.
Yeah, I know. I love me some Biwi. I miss your face.
I miss you too. I'm sorry, you guys. My life is just utter chaos lately.
Fine.
And
Don't
just,
worry about it.
Oh my lord.
It's okay.
Yes.
We love
So
you.
what did I miss?
You missed. Okay, what did we talk about? We talked about
Sexy man legs.
Sexy man legs. We talked about a couple of games. We talked about how much games suck at recreating cities, in Seattle in particular. We talked about people advertising their own streams in your chat. We talked about... Yeah, thank you. See, she knows what I'm talking about. And right now we're discussing the differences between YouTube content like Let's Playing and stuff like that and streaming insofar as audience retention and the connection made with viewers and whatnot.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah, people advertising their own channel in your... Yeah, oh my god, I don't like it either. I mean, it's fine if you show up and, like, we mention, like, oh yeah, there's another streamer person, then they start talking about it because we've given you a little segue. You know, that's kind of the invitation to talk about your stuff, but don't just come in there and be like, oh, blah, 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 I'm streaming and blah, 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 and then leave. Because I've gotten that before.
Thank you.
And it's just, it's unforgivably rude.
It's no mercy.
Ugh.
You guys, I'm doing a little happy dance because I'm so excited that Biwi's in call right now. I've missed her so much.
Missed you guys too. I really have. I'm actually going to do a little blog post about today about actually like what it means to be friends with Biwi.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It means that Biwi actually goes through very frequent points of extreme introversion where I'm like, yeah, we hang out for a little bit, and I'm like, everybody get away. Nobody talk to me. No, just don't. I don't have anything to do with anybody. I love you guys still, but I just can't.
I pretty much wait for Biwi to contact me because like I can talk almost every day, but like occasionally I'll message her and she's like, "Honey, I'm so sorry," and I'm like, "No, it's cool. I'll just talk to you later." You know, like she doesn't even have to say anything else. I'm just like, "It's cool."
Like the only person I talk to on a regular basis is Slothborn because if I don't, then breakups happen and that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, but that's it. So it has nothing to do with anybody else. I still like you all very, very much. I'm so much into my own shell.
It's fine. Don't worry. I mean, we had to reschedule this podcast once already because I want to get all three of you.
We are here
For my collection.
And then I had to go get my hair done today, and that took a lot longer than I was intending.
You got your hair did.
I did. I am
girl?
I am almost completely blonde.
In preparation for the blue, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes!
Blue
I'm
prep.
so excited.
Wait, I'm sorry for the what?
Blue.
Huh?
She's dyeing her hair blue.
We're all going blue.
Oh, nice.
Ye-
Except for me, because I'm green right now.
Oh.
My hair's
A little
pink,
post-blue.
Solon. It's cool. My hair's
Yeah.
pink because the purple faded so much. And I've got
Yep.
roots. It looks great.
Oh, yeah. No, that's where I'm at right now, too.
Yeah,
We just changed the podcast to talk about dyeing hair.
yes!
I feel like that'd be really helpful for us three specifically and
God
not the rest of
damn it.
chat.
Well, then here's the thing. Can we talk about? Do you think that it actually improves your viewership to have different colored hair via Twitch or YouTube?
I'm going to go ahead and say yes. I got followers right after I dyed my hair purple that I know would not have followed me if I hadn't looked zany. You know, looked like I was so much more fun than I am. Or I think I am. I don't know. Apparently people think I'm fun, so thanks.
You are fun,
know.
you dumb shit.
Bitch. But I was doing a marathon with the EB stream, and I dyed my hair between one of my casts and then a cast I did for somebody else because they couldn't make it. And so in the morning I had red hair, and then later that night I had purple hair, and people came back and they were like, "What the hell?" I thought, "Oh wait, it is you." And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna follow you." And I'm like, "Cause I have purple. Okay, whatever." And that was literally why they started following me, because they were like, "Oh, she's cool. She's cool. She has purple hair. She's cool."
edgy.
Yeah, exactly. And I really think that helped. So,
Huh.
yeah.
I've actually never done sort of stuff like that before, so honestly I can't tell. But apparently Partlock wants me to dye hair with him. Okay.
Well, I'm the new guy here. I just did this 3 months ago, and that was entirely a part of doing it for streaming purposes and for Let's Play purposes. That was a big decision in it, and there was like legitimate like branding purposes to dyeing my hair blue. That was like a part of the whole scheme. And on the one hand, it is awesome and it's fun and I love it and I identify myself with it. And on the other hand, I have had people who've seen it as like manipulative, like I'm doing it to get views and to get
attention.
And it's like, all right, I am, and they get jealous of that. And I
That's
think
how
that
my
is
family is.
a big part of some of the harassment that I've gotten lately is that I've done a lot of things to garner attention and garner things that I'm not deserving of it for some reason, and that they are, and they get jealous of it.
Because your hair's a different color?
Because my hair is not a normal color.
My family does the same thing. My stepmom will actually tell me, you know, if you want attention, like that's literally how she'll start a sentence. If you want attention, then you could do this, or you could do, like, you could go somewhere and, like, she'll bring up, you know, singing or something. Like, why don't you just go out and, like, start singing more, like, if you want attention? And I'm like, it's not about that. It makes me feel good because I love it.
Yeah.
And when I feel better, I act happier. It shows. It's more than just a physical thing for me. I feel better when I dye my hair. I usually do it when I'm feeling depressed because it's an instant pick-me-up.
Yeah.
I used to get
control your body in some way. Yeah.
exactly. That's exactly what it is. I've gotten tattoos before when I've been depressed. I've gotten piercings when I've been depressed because it's something that I can control.
I can just put on makeup when I get depressed and be like, you know what, I'm pretty good today.
Yeah, my you know, let's do makeup on my other YouTube channel. Those were days when I was so depressed I didn't know what else to do with myself. So I got drunk and I did my makeup on camera, and it was the funniest thing I'd ever done, and it made me
Those
feel
were
better.
great.
Yeah, see, it made me feel better because I made something for people to laugh at. I could laugh at it later, and I love playing with makeup, and I was having Moscato, which is my favorite wine in the whole world. I mean, what's not to love? You know?
Okay,
And-
yeah, I'm a sucker for Moscato too.
Oh, I love Moscato. It's the best wine ever.
It's just juice.
delicious.
So delicious.
I feel like I've lost control of this podcast entirely.
Oh,
Hey, you invited
sorry.
right-
Did you ever have control?
Never. No.
Look,
no.
I
This is
show up
inherently
and
about-
things kind of go poof.
Nah, that's not poof at all. This is inherently about Let's Playing and live streaming because they're both
It
performative
is.
mediums.
Exactly. That's kind of what we started. Like, I don't know. I think with YouTube, I've got 2 different YouTube channels. On one of them, I pretty much exclusively talk about my Lyme disease, my treatments. I talk about, where treatments are going. I give tips for people who've just been diagnosed or who are fighting it and they, need a little pick me up or whatever. And then I've got my gaming channel where I never show my face, or unless I've forwarded videos from
A VOD.
from Twitch.
Okay.
Yeah. So you see my face like in the upper corner. But yeah, for my other YouTube channel, I have gotten messages from people when my hair was colored, weirdly, and they're like, "Why did you do that to your hair? It was so pretty." And that's the most common I get.
Yeah.
Well, how do you expect people to take you seriously when your hair is purple? How do you expect us to understand what you're going through when you can afford? And it's like, no, honey, I did this myself, and it cost $10. Like that.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't get that at all.
Well, it's a different mindset. You've got the people who are watching for, like, I mean, it's a medical blog or vlog, I guess. It's specifically geared toward talking to people who are disabled and very sick, and in order to be
feel like
taken seriously,
there's something inherently sexist about that kind of comment, in that other people would own your own body, your own hair color, and would dismiss you because they can't understand or take ownership of your hair color. Whereas I don't get that, because I just have that, like, I don't know, there's something weird about that. I'm sorry, it's weird.
No, it is. It's weird and it's irritating as shit. I understand it though, because it's a pervasive mindset that if you do stuff like that, you don't care what other people think of you, and you should if you want to be taken seriously. That's the mindset. That's where it comes from. It comes from the corporate culture, and people with Lyme disease are used to being rejected for every other fucking reason, and so they do exactly what they have to in order to look presentable, in order to look like there's someone who should be taken seriously. So me dyeing my hair is actually seen as like a middle finger to the entire Lyme community, because I'm also trying to draw attention to the cause. So to them, I'm trivializing Lyme. But the thing is part of the reason I did it was so that people would ask me about it. People ask me about my wheelchair, and I immediately start talking about Lyme disease, because that's the only reason I'm in the wheelchair. The only reason I can dye my hair is because I can't work in an office. I can't work, in a grocery store. I can't work right now. The IGM job, hopefully that starts paying soon, because that's literally all I can do is type. So that's why I did it, was because I can't work, and it's one way to be able to draw attention to myself. The very few times I go out in public, people ask me about it. It gives me an opportunity to start talking about Lyme. And if they're going to be dicks about it, well, they're going to be dicks about it anyway. My hair just gives them an excuse to bring it up.
Yep.
And I know whether or not what I can say to somebody based on how they react to my hair, because if they're going to react poorly to my hair, they're probably going to react poorly to the idea that Lyme disease is as misunderstood and as widespread as it is, because they'll believe anything that the larger corporate culture will tell them. So it's a very handy litmus test for me.
In
addition. Yeah. So.
Love it.
Speaking of Lyme disease, don't you have something you want to talk about?
Yes. Yes. Okay. In May, the weekend of May 16th through the 18th, I'm talking to Hitbox right now about, I just hear fuck yeah in the background. I'm talking to Hitbox about about doing it on there, because people do want to do incentives, and Twitch's terms of service have changed to where you can't offer incentives for donations and stuff now, which fine, I understand legally why they're doing that. So I'm going to talk to Hitbox and see if we can do that over here. But we're having a marathon. It's a 3-day marathon, freaking 72 hours of people streaming to raise money for the Tick-Borne Disease Alliance.
Nice.
And it's the Tick-Borne Disease Alliance. They actually recently brought Kevin Bacon in to talk about Lyme awareness, which I'm not a fan of Kevin Bacon, but I kind of am now, because somebody who would lend their voice to something so controversial, that's really awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, he literally just started doing it like 4 days ago. So I'm really happy about it. But the Tick-Borne Disease Alliance, it's tbda.org. I'll go ahead and type it in the chat. If you go there, that there's a bunch of information on the site, and they're really geared towards research, community outreach. They had a guy ride across the country on his bike to raise awareness.
Oh, hello.
What's that?
Solon.
What the hell was that?
Wow.
I think they got Solon.
Was that a Critsplosion?
I think so. Yep.
Womp.
He is off the call.
Aw.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was kind of loud.
He exploded.
7 days. That was awesome. That was perfect.
Oh, thank you, Aniko.
That's one of my favorite movies, actually.
I've never seen it. Never seen it.
I love that movie. If you do see it, watch the Japanese version.
Okay.
Not the American version. Don't even waste your time with the American version.
Okay, I will. Okay, yeah. So the Tick-Borne Disease Alliance, they're trying to raise awareness for research and whatnot, and the whole deal with Kevin Bacon coming on. The CDC recently acknowledged that there are actually. I'm just not even gonna talk when that happens. Just like, well.
It's like a curse. It's like something that Skype doesn't want you to talk about. This Tick-Borne Alliance.
It's a conspiracy.
You're being censored. That's what's going on. You're being censored.
God damn it. Okay, no, but seriously. But
Sorry.
no, it's okay. It's okay. I'm trying not to laugh. I'm trying to serious time. Serious time.
Okay.
Serious time.
Seriousness.
Okay.
But the CDC recently acknowledged that there are actually 300,000 new cases of Lyme a year rather than the 30,000 that they were claiming. And that's a pretty significant jump. And that's not like, oh, at any time there are 300,000 people with Lyme disease. Like with breast cancer, there are at any given time 370,000 women. No, it's new cases every fucking year. That is the definition of a fucking epidemic. And so you would think that there would be more research going on. No, they're taking a hands-off approach to it until they can introduce their own vaccine that they can make money off of. But that's a whole other issue. Anyway, so the TBDA is bringing attention to this, and in response to that, I'm bringing donations to TBDA. I did it last year for it was an 8-hour stream. I needed help with it because I was sick, about to start my treatment last May, but I had help from Halloween 4545. I think Kakaskia was on my stream. Klika streamed with me. Dome Reaper. I had all these awesome European streamers playing the Sonic Racing with me on my stream, and they were like, here, we'll just play and you just talk, and it was great. But this year I thought, I know more people, I know a little more about streaming, and I want to make this a lot bigger. So I just basically started a Skype call, and I was like, hey, you guys down for this? And I've had a lot of people throw their names in the hat. But if you are interested in streaming for this 72-hour stream, if you've got any streaming experience at all, I honestly don't give a shit if, hey, Max, I don't sorry, I just saw you in there. I know you've been typing for a while. But Max is participating, Biwi, Solon, Vin, Hanan can't, unfortunately.
No, but anyway.
But there's a shit ton of people that are participating in it, and it's going to be through Wolfpack Gaming, the group that did the fundraiser for me in February. So you guys know that core group. But if you're interested in joining, send me a message on Twitch, or if you already have me on Skype, send me a message on Skype. And it's 3-hour slots, pretty standard, and it's for 3 days. And as we get closer to time, you may be able to pick up more than one slot if there aren't enough, people who've picked times. And I'm extremely excited about it because I've seen what the community can do when motivated, obviously. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I really hope that we can get a lot of hype behind it and start helping out, this cause a little more than we have in the past, because it's important to me, but it's also important because every single person in this country, even in Alaska, has a chance of contracting Lyme, and it's not a small chance, because deer, everywhere that deer and rats, mice, raccoons, everywhere that they can live, Lyme disease can live.
North America or the Americas?
North America, parts of Mexico, large swaths of Canada. It's in Europe. It's in Asia. It's in Australia. Fucking Australia has Lyme disease. You're like, they're an island. It doesn't fucking matter. They have a different strain of it, but they have Lyme disease. I'm sure Madagascar has it. I mean, shit, you know. Madagascar is the only country you can't capture in pandemic. Well, Lyme got it. There's in parts of Africa, there's Lyme disease. It's literally on every continent except like Antarctica, and it's
Antarctica.
Yeah, let's just go live with the penguins because but that's literally how big of a deal it is, and so I really want as much attention drawn to it as possible, and that's why I'm so loud and annoying about it. Like if people get tired of me talking about it, tough. Because it's my life, and it's the life of 300,000 new people in this country every year. Just this country, all over the world. I don't know what the number is, but it's significant. And it's becoming a problem in Finland even now. Like I was talking to Mevi about it, and she's like, "Yeah, I might have to get tested for that because apparently it's a thing now." And when you look up Lyme disease in Finland, like it's becoming such a problem that people are panicking.
Oh my.
Yeah, hasn't Mevi been really sick too lately?
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I was talking to her about it because I was like, look, you know, this is kind of a big deal. If you need to get checked, it's better to check and be negative than to not check and get worse.
Exactly. If she's have any idea that she might have it, if she can get the jump on it quicker, if she does have it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've had it this is my 17th year of having Lyme disease. And it has crippled me to the point where I have to use a cane for the rest of my life, and I am in a wheelchair when I have to stand or walk for longer than like 5 minutes. So I mean, it's a big fucking deal. And the link to the schedule has just been posted in chat, so you guys go there, look at the schedule. If you think you can do it, message me because I'm currently the only one who can edit the schedule, and I did that on purpose so that people wouldn't be writing random shit in there. Like, no offense, but I know that people will have conversations on the side of spreadsheets sometimes, and I just want to keep it as clean as possible. But you just send me a message, and I will be more than happy to add you to the schedule. So, no, okay, let me just, before people start freaking out because I said anybody can get Lyme disease, if you find a bug spray with DEET, and I'm spelling that in chat, DEET, and it's all capital letters because it's actually an acronym for something, but I can't for the life of me remember because it's like some huge chemical name. And if you wear a bug spray with DEET, you're less likely to get bitten by ticks. If you're concerned about the fact that DEET has been shown to cause cancer in laboratory rats, like, they put so much DEET in and on the rats to cause the tumors, there's no way in hell you could ever get a proportionate amount on you, even if you apply it every day, 7 times a day. There's no way you can get cancer from it. Like
unless you go drink like gallons of DEET a day, then you'll get tumors. But that's
exactly.
pretty much true with anything.
Yeah, they have to put those warnings on there because it happened, you know, during a study.
That's I'm actually part of pharmacology development, and they have to do that because the FDA requires you to have a lethal dose rating. So it doesn't matter if lethal dose is, we drowned the rat in that shit. They have to put on the amount.
Exactly.
Okay. Which makes sense.
It's safe for children, guys. It's safe for children. Don't use it on babies just because their systems are really sensitive. You're going to have to. Exactly. You're going to have to be a lot more careful with children up to like I think 5 or 6 years old. Just don't use a more natural one rated for children for that, and just be diligent. Keep them covered up. You know, if you're going to be wandering around in tall grass, I mean, it's common sense things. But as far as, you know, if you get bitten by a tick, normally the tick has to be in you for at least 12 hours for you to contract Lyme. So if you find a tick on you that hasn't latched yet, you're probably okay. But if you do find a tick that is latched, use a pair of tweezers. Don't use chemicals. Don't use heat. For the love of God, if you burn a tick or if you put a chemical on it, it's going to vomit, and you just made your chance of contracting Lyme 100%. That's how I got it. My mom and I put Vaseline on what we thought was a chigger. Nope, it was a tick. It panicked and it puked into me. And before it died, that was its last defiant act, I guess. So you take a
burn
pair of
the tick
tweezers.
after you take the tick off.
Exactly.
Then you burn the little shit with no mercy.
Fucking burn it. Throw it in hydrogen peroxide. If it's had any blood at all, the hydrogen peroxide will get in its system and make it explode. So that's kind of fun to watch. But if you use a pair of tweezers, go as close to the head as possible, which is as close to where your skin is as possible, and pull it out at the same angle it's in. It's like pulling out a splinter. So you just do that. If the bite is red or has any sign of a rash at all, go to the doctor and get tested. Take the tick with you. Don't burn it in that case. Take it with you so that it can be tested as well to make sure that it doesn't have Lyme in its system.
Come on, tick. We're gonna go get tested.
Exactly. Put it in like a little medicine bottle or whatever, and take it with you. Don't put any chemicals in it or anything, because that can actually kill the Lyme that's in its system too. So that's my advice. And you're like exponentially less likely to get Lyme if you're just not a dumbass about it. Like I hate to put it like that, but it's kind of like contracting AIDS. You can get it if people aren't careful, but if you're careful, you're really not likely to get infected. It's
get
when
like Indy to make a PSA cartoon. But
oh my god, I'm gonna talk to him about that. That's a fabulous idea.
Yeah,
You make it fun.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Make sure you're checked for ticks, and if you got any ticks, just pull them out. Get some tweezers. Take it with you.
If you wander around outside a lot, check yourself for
don't
ticks.
go outside. Don't go outside.
But if you spend a lot of time outside in the grass or in the woods, as soon as you come in, it's really easy. Like if you're probably going to change your clothes anyway, because you've probably been sweating if you've been spending that much time in the woods. You're going to be dusty anyway. I mean, you might as well. You take your clothes off, check yourself for ticks, throw your clothes directly in the washer. You don't have to wash them right then. Just throw them in the washing machine, and take a hot shower. And while you're showering, it's a perfect opportunity to check all the little nooks and crannies for ticks. It's the perfect opportunity, and you get clean. So, it kind of helps twofold with the squeaky feeling you might get if you see a tick crawling on you. It's like, oh, well, I'm already in the shower. Let's buff that sucker, It's, so it's, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Just be smart when you go outside, like Matt said. Just be smart. Yeah, like Andre spends a lot of time outside, and he doesn't have Lyme disease. You just have to not be an idiot about it, I guess is the best way for me to say it.
I mean, out here, yeah, like I grew up in the woods, and I would come home like at the end of the day, because I literally would hang out like in a tree and go read books for hours, nerd, and and I would come back and I would literally be covered. It was like a thing, like all of us kids like would have to line up, and our mom and dad would like check us all over for ticks, and we'd pull off like 10 of us off of us every day. I don't have Lyme. Because we just knew, like, okay, like, just pull them off, find the ones that are just crawling around still, and, yeah, so be intelligent about it. Don't just be like, oh, burn the bitch. No, get it off your body first, and then murder it.
I went outside to hose off my car exactly 2 years ago this month, and I was trying to sell it, so I wanted to make it pretty for pictures and stuff, and I walked into a patch of taller grass next to where our hose was, and I pulled the hose out, I hosed the car down. I was outside for maybe 10 minutes. I came inside, and I did a tick check, because I was like, well, I kind of wandered into a patch of grass, and it's not really likely that there'd be a lot of ticks there, but okay, let me check. I had 4 deer tick and 3 dog ticks on me.
Whoa.
And I was like, what the shit? Like, what did I fall into like some dimensional portal to tick world? Like, what happened? But it's just, they're that rampant around here because we're next to a highway that has a bunch of grass next to it. That's very popular for deers to stay next to, because a lot of predators won't go close because they're smarter than that, to the highway. Okay. And we're in a neighborhood with a lot of dogs. So ticks love it because there's a huge food source, and they were next to a source of water where the hose was. And it was taller grass, and they'll crawl to the top of tall grass in order to catch a ride on their preferred food source. I was wearing long pants. I was wearing knee-high socks. I didn't put bug spray on because I was only going outside for 10 minutes. And they were on my legs. They hadn't gone any further than my legs, but they were just all over my thighs because they'd crawled past my knee socks. And that's just, if I'd sprayed bug spray around my ankles, they probably wouldn't have made it that far. So Yeah, I had a panic attack. I'm not gonna lie. I panicked. So
I don't blame you.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So my question, my noob question, my FAQ thing. Should I be worried about my pet deer and dogs getting ticks and then spreading them to me?
As long as you take care of them by giving them tick treatments, then you shouldn't. The thing is if a dog gets Lyme disease, there are actually better treatments for dogs than there are for humans.
Mm-hmm.
You take your dog to the vet. They give them medication for a couple of weeks. The dog will actually be cured. Human beings, we don't have that benefit of the doubt given to us. Like dogs, it's like, oh man, you don't want your dog to die, do you? Because they're entrusted in your care. But
Or deer.
or okay, yeah, if
Your
you've
pet
got
deer.
if you have pet deer, just be smart about it. You can actually treat a deer using the same prevention that you use for large dogs.
Oh my god, that's amazing! You know that.
I used to work at a vet
that's what I was
office.
just thinking. I was just like, yeah, but
Actually,
deer?
I used to work at a vet office. As long as they can't reach the spot and lick it, so you may have to do it on higher up on the back of their head. But yeah, you can give deer the same treatment. I wouldn't give it to them all at once. Like I would space it out just in case. But it shouldn't make them sick because essentially it goes into their bloodstream and it kills ticks that try to latch on, while also being kind of it makes the animal repulsive to ticks. Is essentially how tick treatments work, and flea treatments too. So, and if you bathe your animals regularly, when you bathe them, check their skin because there can be tick nymphs. They're the most common type that spread Lyme disease. And you just run your fingers over their skin, and just if you feel any lumps at all, take a closer look. Sometimes it's like a sebaceous cyst, or I guess a zit is what we think of them as. And sometimes they can have a fatty tumor. I mean, it's a great time to check your animal for other things that may be causing problems too. So you should always check your pets if they go outside. But it's healthier for everybody if you don't leave it too long. So. Yep.
Yay!
Yeah. Charity stream. Hey, check it out.
Dropping that knowledge, bitches. Yeah, but just send me a message on Twitch. Twitch.tv SqueakyB. It's on the screen.
Yeah, everything's been on the screen since the start.
Yeah, I know, but if
That's
somebody
okay.
doesn't want to type it in themselves, just click on that link and click on the little gearbox under the screen, and it'll have an option to message me and send me a message if you want to be part of the stream.
Yes, please do. Let's see, and any other topics? I think Squeaky, you wanted to talk about some IGM topics as well.
Oh, it was basically what I'd already said. If anybody's doing any game design or if they have a game they're really excited about, you can do a search on the IGM websites. It's indiegamemag.com and mobile.indiegamemag.com, and you just click through, you go up to the search bar, type in the name of the game that you're excited about. If we don't already have an article about it and it's an indie game, you can let us know and we'll see if we can take a look at it. We can try to contact the dev. If you've got the dev's contact info, then that's even more helpful. And because we're always looking for new things to highlight, and you can also post about it in the forums.
Well, I guess our game's kind of got the end for that, doesn't it, Squeaky?
A little bit.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's what you did there.
Damn
Connections.
straight.
How goes the game?
It's going. It's slow going. We're still hashing out the story because we want the story to be incredibly good.
Mm-hmm.
And once we have that all lined out and actually have some design stuff actually done, then we'll start actually really talking about it to everybody and letting you all know what it is. We just want to keep it under wraps and quiet just in case somebody thinks that's a great idea. I can develop this faster than them. And gone.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So that's why. Parlock. It's a fantasy RPG.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
cool.
doing a lot with character development, and I'm having so much fun with it.
We're having stupid amounts of fun with it. It's amazing. One of the things we're gonna do for a Kickstarter is if you do one of the tier rewards is gonna be an actual printed copy of our meeting notes, everything that we talked about in our meeting notes, because it is some funny shit. Mm-hmm. It is hilarious. Like, I go back and read through our notes and I almost cry because it's so funny. Squeaky's our note taker, and she literally
I type everything.
She types everything, like every little tangent that we go off on. Yeah, it's incredible.
I used to be a relay operator, so I learned how to type at the speed that people talk because I was a phone line for deaf people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so I just every time something comes up that's just completely off topic, I'll type it in all caps so that we know that it's like a joke tangent, and I'll keep typing as long as they let me, basically. But yeah, Harlock and Andres have both expressed interest in doing voice acting. Send us a I guess a message on Skype. You've got our Skypes.
Either me or Squeaky is fine.
Send them a professional reel.
Actually, if you've got one, that would be helpful.
Yeah,
I mean,
because then we know where to place you.
Audition, but yeah, it gives us an idea of like what you can do, because then we can go, okay, we can think of this person to do that voice.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be incredibly helpful if you've got things like that. Also, if you know people who are like who do any kind of like game design or things like that, we're gonna eventually need coders, because we don't know how to code or anything. We have this idea, we want to make it a reality. However, we're gonna have to hire people. And we're well aware of that.
We're doing the background work first so that the coding and everything will be easier. We're trying to make this as easy as possible down the line by doing as much detail now as possible.
Exactly. And, hey, real quick, Squeaky, does Kishi do landscapes?
I think she can, yes.
Okay, then I need to talk to Kishi because I want her to do our landscape designs. I want her.
Y'all just got business.
Right?
Yep.
Everyone did.
Yeah,
Full Ice is on our team too. He's going to help with the sprites and stuff since he does wonderful pixel art.
Yes. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. So because we're creating such a huge world and it's going to take forever to do, Squeaky and I are actually making a little prequel game in RPG Maker. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're going to have. It's going to be just pixel, just kind of a quick introduction to the world and a little backstory on it, so that you guys know what you're going into.
Like a
kind of little teaser, yeah. But the game itself is going to be made. I'm shooting for Unity, but we'll see what's available to us at the time when it comes down to that. So it's going to be a much bigger scale game than RPG Maker.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the mini game too. Biwi and I call each other and spend like an hour working on one character design.
Yeah,
and just like pissing ourselves the whole time because we can't stay serious about it, but we get shit done, and that's what I like. We get shit done while we're having fun, and we got Max and Full Ice and Morph Shuffle in our dev meeting calls, and like we after an hour's up, like we've spent a good bit of the time goofing off, but we're actually doing work while we're goofing off. It's like the best
it's incredible.
situation.
Like we're laughing about it and making like ridiculous associations to what we're doing, but we actually get ideas out of it just by throwing out whatever comes into our heads, regardless of how funny it is or how ridiculous. Like there's a reason we have a suddenly space shuttle joke.
Yes.
Oh god.
See, we don't even have to explain it, and you guys are laughing.
Suddenly spaceship.
Suddenly spaceship. All right, so yeah, that's a little plug on our game when it's coming up. I will tell you guys this though. I wanted it to be so much like the Dragon Age style, but a little bit more than that. Mm-hmm. To the point where there's 18 playable characters in the game.
I'm sorry. Waterfall?
Yeah, we get
Slow
it.
Down, grab the wall.
Max knows what it was.
It was a twerking joke.
Okay.
In the meeting, it's just so funny. We almost died. But yeah, so the game is 18 playable characters. So you'll start the game off and you'll have the choice of like Elder Scrolls would be like ask you questions to figure out what class you're going to play. Say, okay, here's this person that you've like chosen unless you want to pick somebody else. Mm-hmm. And then you have that character. They all have a default look. And then you can customize them. You can change them. Mm-hmm. and your choices playing that character will actually affect the game and the storyline and where things go.
Yeah, there's a background story to each character, and when you choose that character, you play through their background story, and they will interact with other characters in the game. And so that interaction that you see, like say you're playing a character named Fred, and then there's another character named Barney.
Not actual names.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
not actual names.
All right.
Yeah, no. I'm being funny, like while trying not to give anything away about the game.
Yeah.
Like if you're playing as Fred and you run into Barney, if you're playing as Barney, you'll run into Fred at that exact same point. So all of them intersect, and then there comes the main game story, and everybody's involved in the main game story, and so that's where things are going to be kind of a fustercluck if we don't, plan well, which is why we're trying to do as much of the planning up front as possible, because we want those intersections to be gratifying no matter who you're playing.
Exactly.
Sounds like a dating sim.
Oh.
Kind of.
Because that's the dating sim design.
Yeah, working like a dating sim, kind of, yes, but
That's just how they design it. Is they have a lot of different characters that go out and do different things, but they also come back at certain points, and they have these big major intersections that are part of the plot.
Right. Well, also picture if you can play one of the guys that you're trying to woo in the dating sim, and that's what we're trying to accomplish. So those guys have the choices too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
By the way, we're officially called the Biwi Stank. I'm just kidding. We're not.
Biwi Stank Team? Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna call ourselves Biwi Stank Team. Like
That's fine.
we can't find a name for our dev team, so we just make up joke names all the time.
So
I think
we are
Biwi Stank's
currently
hilarious.
Biwi Stank Team.
Yeah.
Isn't there like an emoticon for
Yes,
Biwi
there-
Stank?
Yes,
and
there is.
Sloth Troll and Squeaky Derp is the new
And
one.
Hot Tea.
And Hot Tea, I saw that one too. And Full Ice made all of those, by the way. So if
Yes,
you guys
he did.
need pixel art work done, go to Full Ice. He's good at it. He
He's
did the
fast.
burrito. Yeah, he did the burrito for TVS BOH's stream too.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Full Ice. Feel free to leave contact stuff in the chat.
Max still wants Ermengerd games. We're not
Yes.
doing Ermengerd games.
Ermengerd games would be hilarious.
I know, but it's almost too funny.
Full Ice, I shamelessly advertise you
All the time.
all the time because you're awesome. Ermengerd is pretty fucking funny. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
know.
Then
It
just
is.
say you're like Swedish or something.
Ermengerd.
Swedish dev team. Ermengerd games.
Which one of us could pass for Swedish? Could any of us pass for Swedish?
No.
I could pass for Irish, but
Well,
that's
we
about
can we pick up a Swede on
Yeah.
the way?
Just pick a Swede up.
There are
We know
plenty
a few.
of there are plenty
No
of
many.
Swedes.
Dome Reaper.
Oh.
Keep an eye out.
We'll pick up Dome Reaper.
Okay. There we go. We're a Swedish company now because
Yeah.
we have a Swede.
Okay,
And that
sorry. Yeah,
explains the name.
that was a fucking huge segue.
Hey,
Secret projects. That's what
Yeah,
the name of the
yeah.
current topic is.
secret projects. Hey.
Secret projects? Yeah.
Oh, I'm working on another game. I am. I'm a voice actor in another game that's being submitted for a competition at the end of May. And I get to do the voice of a character called the Mistress, and I have to shout in a high-pitched voice about whips.
Excellent.
So, I actually mentioned this in Hanan's stream last night, because Vin was talking about having to say, what was it, this laptop is full of cum or something like that?
Oh God, please no.
Like, okay, yes, that is a thing. And I've just embarrassed Vin, and I give zero fucks because it's hilarious.
Oh,
But he lives in an apartment, and he's like, I don't want to record it because there's people walking up and down the halls, and I don't want them to hear me shouting that. And I was like, dude, I'm glad I live in a house with no really close neighbors because I have to yell about whipping people. So yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah, squeaky plus whips. That's a very common common discussion because I have an 8-foot bullwhip, so everybody like makes jokes about that all the time. It hasn't been oiled, so it's not worth a damn, but it's for costumes.
Wow. Okay.
You're welcome, everybody.
Yes. Okay.
Squeaky wants to show us her 8-foot bullwhip.
You want to see it, don't you?
Oh my God.
Yeah, there you go. Full Ice did put his contact information in there, so
Oh man.
you guys tweet Full Ice and ask for art because he's awesome.
Please do.
My boyfriend is satisfied. He's got no cause for complaints.
If
Okay.
you guys want. Yeah, we can
Yeah,
take
that's
a
cool.
10-minute break. I will play some music. Vin, how often do you use my videos on your podcast? Fairly often. I think you may have the up to dosage. Okay.
I'm gonna head out now. Actually,
Aw.
Okay.
I've got my 2 hours. I'm sorry.
No,
Oh, okay. It's cool.
It's cool, Solon.
I love you.
I gotta head out, and I'm starting a stream very, very soon because I've got a friend that I'm doing a stream with.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Feel free to drop your all your info and stuff down in.
Ink.
Yes.
Ink.
I'm actually probably gonna have to take off here too, because I do have a lot of housework and things to do before I go pick up my son. So
Okay, I guess the podcast is just gonna have to end then.
All right. So we'll just wrap up. Tell everyone where they can find you. Feel free to drop links. I know it's all been on the screen this entire time, but feel free to refresh everyone's memories about what you do, etc., etc. We'll start order from left to right, I guess, starting with Squeaky.
Oh, okay. I stream on Twitch. Occasionally, I stream on Hitbox as well. They're both SqueakyB. So the Twitch one is I've already linked to it a couple of times, but Hitbox, it's just SqueakyB. So it's hitbox.tv/SqueakyB, and or you can just click on my name and follow me that way in the chat, which I like. By the way, I like that feature. I'm also on Twitter as SqueakyBB, because some scumbag with a booby website already has me already has that name, and they use it. Yeah, it's
boob website, Squeaky Boobs.
It's literally Squeaky Boobs. Yeah, if you
Yep.
go there, and they haven't tweeted since 2008, so I don't know why I can't have the handle, but Twitter says no. So I'm pretty pissed about that. So I'm SqueakyBB on there. I have a YouTube channel. I don't really update it that much, but if you guys ever want to, SqueakyB Gaming, if you want to do that, go there and look at some of my Let's Plays. I'll be hopefully starting those up again soon, since, like I said at the very beginning of the podcast, I got some more storage space. That's pretty much it. That's all I do. I stream and occasionally do YouTube videos, and I tweet bullshit all day long.
All right. Cool. Solon, you're up.
Thank you. What we got going on? So you can catch all of my info and all the things that I talk about all the time on twitter.com/SolonCubed. That's probably the best way to just get a whole bunch of flavors of me all at once. I'm teaching a class next quarter, and that's at the University of Washington.
Awesome.
Game Studies 101.
Nice.
I'm part of putting that together. TA, I guess, is essentially, but I'm doing the Let's Play unit. So we're actually teaching Let's Plays, which is exciting. Also, Twitch TV /RainyDayLetsPlay. We're going to play Civ 5 tonight, and everyone can be a part of that if they'd like. We're going to try to put together a big multiplayer game, and so that's going to be fun. And then on the YouTube side, I'm doing a bazillion things all at once. And I'm doing all my dating sims and all of my action games, all my collaborations with Digi and with Parlock and with my dear friend Zolani. We're finishing Sonic tomorrow, which is exciting, Sonic 06, which we've been doing since Biwi's stream, since the 48.
Nice.
That was all from the Biwi stream that happened. And then on top of all of that, I get all of my funding from patreon.com/RDLP. And if you want to see any more, or if you want to do any collabs, or if you want to force me to play an awful game, that is where you can go to do that. And so that's all my stuff.
Yay!
Woo! Okay, I guess it's me then.
Of
Yep.
course.
Hit me, Biwi.
I'm kind of on hiatus right now, except for maybe one or two things that I'm doing, because I'm moving across the country from Montana to DC. So I'm on hiatus until the beginning of May, when things will settle down again. I'll actually be moved. But I do streaming on Twitch, sometimes Hitbox too. Both of them are /Biwinningism, so twitch.tv/Biwinningism, hitbox.tv/Biwinningism. I'm currently playing through my entire Steam library. All games, good games, bad games. Doesn't matter. I have to play them. And then I have a YouTube as well, which is also on hiatus. So there hasn't been anything up there for a while just because of time and life and craziness. But that'll all be kicked off again once the move is done. And then there's my Twitter. Yeah, literally everything's Biwinningism.
Yeah.
Modern branding,
Everything.
hey.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's what I do.
How's it going to go going from being a single parent streamer of 1 to a single parent streamer of 2?
Believe it or not, like Slothborn is like amazing at like taking over just stuff. He's just
Oh,
like,
no.
I got this. So it's like not
Yes.
even. It's like literally going from like a single streamer of 1 to a single streamer of like almost 0. Because we're like, where's my son? He's like, I got him. We're playing. I'm like, oh, okay,
Cool.
yeah. So
Alright. Alright guys, you can find me here on Hitbox at this channel, obviously. Hit that follow button. You can also find me at my Twitter if you guys are new to the channel. Where the hell is my Twitter, actually?
on Twitter,
It's SuperVin47.
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah, it's. I'm actually really good at remembering people's usernames for Twitter, and I don't know how I do that because I can't remember anything else. What's your Twitch name? I don't fucking know. What's your Twitter? Oh, it's this.
Alright guys, what is... Vin, why am I not am I following you, Full Ice? I don't think I am. Ooh.
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 Yep, there we go. Okay, so this has been the Checkpoint Podcast, episode 8. See you guys next time. Hopefully it won't be like 2 months down the line. Because the last one was literally, I think, yeah, it was just after New Year's. So
Aw.
anyway, thank you Squeaky, Solon, and Biwi for coming on the stream.
thank you.
And we should get together sometime, hopefully not next year.
Yay!
I agree.
Also, guys, mark the date. May, what is it again? For
May
the-
16th through 18th.
There we go. Mark down that date. 3-day.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm sorry, the other IGM thing I wanted to talk about was the magazine launch. We're doing a 24-hour stream for that here on Hitbox as well.
For God's sake, woman!
I'm so
God
sorry. I'm
damn
the
it.
worst employee ever. I'm the
Next
worst.
Squeaky,
Yeah, it's next Tuesday actually.
drop the
It's-
link.
I am. I'm doing that right now. It's going to be here on Hitbox because Hitbox has been really good about getting back with us. Like Twitch has gotten so big, they don't get back to people as quickly, which whatever. But that's the channel. I just dropped the link in. We're featuring a ton of people that stream for indie gameplay on that website, which there was a big to-do about it a couple months ago, and it's kind of fallen to the wayside as the magazine's been trying to launch. But we're going to try to get more of that done. So go ahead and follow that Hitbox channel. April 1st, save the date. We're going to have lots of game giveaways for subscribers to the magazine. Those aren't going to be done on Hitbox. Those are actually going to be done on the IGM website and Twitter. So follow the Twitter accounts as well. It's just Indie Game Mag at Twitter. Let me actually fucking link it because yeah. So Indie Game Mag on Twitter, and so you follow that, and all the information should be there. There are flyers. I've tweeted out the flyers a couple of times. I did it last night as well. So if you need any more information about it, just tweet at me, ask Vinny Parisi. He's the editor-in-chief of the IGM magazine. He got a promotion recently, you guys. So yay,
Oh, yeah.
yay for Vinny.
Mhm.
And well, I mean, I'm playing something called Let There Be Life, which is a kind of a relaxation game where you build trees and try not to shade flowers underneath them. Like it's a really simple concept, but I need a relaxing game in my life. So we're gonna be giving away codes to that. Quarries of Scred, we're giving away codes for that, and
Yep.
Black Ice.
Oh, nice.
So which recently got on Green Light, and he just started selling it on Itch.io.
Yeah, it's on
So-
beta release. Yep.
It's beta. It's amazing. I helped with the photosensitive design, so everybody who gets migraines, you're welcome. And
Or who doesn't get migraines?
yeah, seriously, because he said that it's really popular with people in general. Like people love the photosensitive mode. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, we're doing a whole big thing with that, and I'm really excited about it. So if you guys want to join in, we would be more than happy just to have you hang out in the stream. You know, you don't have to subscribe to the magazine, even though we would like you to. We do have a pay what you want model for this first month. So if you can't afford more than like $2 for the issue or for you know, a partial subscription, then you should be able to just pay a little bit and get a taste of the magazine to see what we're trying to do. So yeah, and Disco Dodgeball is actually one of the games that we're doing for the stream as well, and they're on Greenlight. I'm very excited. So yay! So excited.
Okay, with any final comments, I think we'll call it there. Anything else you guys want to say? Last bits of advice for the YouTube folks viewing, or any up-and-coming streamers?
Don't be a dick. Don't give up and don't be a dick. That's basically it.
All right.
And please stream. Please Let's Play.
And please, just get into it.
And if you need help, don't be afraid to ask, because there are people like me who don't mind helping. There are people. Solon. Listen to me saying his name wrong. Solon. Biwi. I mean, Vin. Any one of us. If you ask for help, if we can't give it, we'll tell you straight up. But we'll probably point you in the direction of someone who can. So.
And it helps me. I got to teach a whole class to do it. So.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Please talk to me and practice me in teaching people.
Yep. There you go.
And with that, I'm going to adjourn this Checkpoint Podcast, episode 8. Thank you so much, audience, for watching. And thanks again, guys, for agreeing to coming on the show and totally taking over.
Of course.
Thank you, Vin, for hosting us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You.
It was fun.
All right, and